fMRIs and other scientific research have shown that highly sensitive brains, which are a subset of neurodivergent brains or a very overlapping subset, um, are structurally and chemically different
Yes.
from typical brains, and we have fewer filters. So,
Yes.
going to exactly what you said, we are processing more information. We are constantly downloading more information and filtering out less of it, which means we're on overdrive basically all the time.
Yes.
And we are perceiving things that other people aren't perceiving, and we're making connections that other people aren't making, and we are seeing several steps ahead. And when we don't realize that this is the way our brains work and this is what we're doing, we can't communicate that. So people misunderstand us for a variety of reasons because we can't explain what it is that's actually going on and why we're responding differently to our environment than they are.
I think this is so interesting. And I lived a life as a young adult and then as an adult where I made a choice. Am I going to shut down my awareness and live what for me appears to be a less responsive, less interesting, less vital, less risk taking, less dynamic, not less connected in any sense of the word, but the focus of that connection is a broader lens
Mm-hmm.
rather than a narrow lens.
Mm-hmm.
And am I going to agree to be that person? And so I think I was probably 15 or 16 and doing well enough in the normal environments, an excellent student, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Really, blah, blah. And I thought, no, no, that is not a choice that I'm willing to make because of the nature and the quality of the information that I was processing and grasping that it was clear to me other people were missing that
Mm-hmm.
was really important to the situation, the place, the dynamic, and the result of what was going to happen in all the intercommunications and connections. But one of the things that I did find interesting was I began to develop a moment when I would just almost physically just sort of put my hand over my mouth and breathe and just like, no,
To
don't,
not share.
do not share because they're
Yeah.
not going to get it.
Yeah. It sounds like you were incredibly self-aware at a very young age, which is a gift, another gift that a lot of us don't have. I was to some extent, and in others, I was very naive. And I think a lot of it, so much of it depends on our environment growing up and how supportive our families are and how present our families are. And there are so many of the people who choose to, as you said, shut down some of that awareness. People who choose to um, get involved with drugs or abuse alcohol or
Mm.
um, shut themselves off in other ways are doing it because they don't know how to manage all of the environmental stimuli and all of the energies and all of the emotions. And they often are in environments that are not supportive and where people don't understand them and where people don't have time for them. And it is, there's a very fine line between those of us who can do what you did and claim the gifts that you had, that you recognized and may not have really known a lot about them, but understood that it was a gift, and people who just are completely overwhelmed and need to find ways to shut down the overwhelm.